Our Father's Table is a street outreach for the homeless population in South County. We are Christ-based, and our main mission is to love on our homeless and to give them a hand up and not a handout. The ministry itself is my calling. It's something that I had a calling at the early age of 7 years old. I was watching Roots, the mini-series, and at the end of that mini-series, I looked at my mother and said, I want to be the next Dr. Martin Luther King. So I knew at that time, at the age of 7, that this was my ministry to give those that didn't have a voice, to be heard, to be recognized, and to be loved on. Our organization started February of 2014 is when we were founded. We've been doing our street outreach for a year and a half. We are all volunteer-based organization. Our funding is all dependent on donations. We choose not to take government funding because we want to be able to help those that we want to help. Those that are placed in our path, we feel God put there for a reason. Volunteer-wise, we have about 50 volunteers. We have a various ministries that people get involved in. So we have everything from nurses in the field that nurses can volunteer with us to our quarterly outreach ministries, park events, holiday dinners, to handing out care bags. Our main focus is our street outreach, and that takes a very special kind of person to be able to facilitate that. Going out on the streets, it's exciting. It's being able to really do God's work. You know, the gospel calls us to take care of our homeless, to take care of our brothers and sisters. And it's meeting people where they're at. It's getting to know somebody. It's sharing your life with them. It's amazing. It's hard work. It's full-time. It's 365, 24/7. But it's really just amazing work. You're out there in the gutters sometimes, underneath the park benches, underneath the overpasses, meeting people where they're at. We look at each homeless brother and sister as an individual. There isn't a cookie cutter response or a solution for this. So it's finding out what their needs are, where they want to be in life. What does that big picture look like for them to have a happy future, to be living and not surviving? And once we figure out what that future looks like for them, then we connect them to the resources in the county, in the state, out of the state. So some go home to families, some go into agencies for rehabs or detoxes, some go into housing to get, back into a job, into a place to live. It's all individual, one person at a time. We've been blessed to be able to lift 77 people off the streets in the past 18 months. Our website is www.ourfatherstables.us.org. Our site has links on there for donations. I feel that at the very end of the day, when Our Father's Table has grown to its fullest, we will have chapters across the country of other groups doing the exact same thing that we are doing, giving the hand up and not the handout, and being able to provide them dignity and all through the love of Christ. It can be very emotionally draining at times, but then when you get that phone call that somebody moved in and they're putting new sheets on their bed, that is just the best ever. When you're able to really help somebody and be self-sufficient and to be happy again, that's really amazing to be able to do the Lord's work.